I'm a real player. You can put me on the roster. All about my cheese. I ain't worried about the pasta. Baby, 9 take a pine on the rock. Let the hit her up. Might as well pop it down. Fire like a chopper. Burn like a better. Scream in the rain. Predicting like the weather. Serve in my cup. Can't go without my medicine. Flow so fresh. Like a big bag of peppers. Where you my medal? All they know is suckers. You know the money talk. You can ask Chris Tucker. I'm a country boy.
I'm a country boy. Oh, welcome to Side Action. Episode 27 of Season 8. My name is Jim Weglars, a.k.a. Wegs. You can follow me at Wegspool on X and on Instagram.
And I'm Coop. You can check me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper and on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Make sure to check us out on TikTok, too. I know it's the pride and joy of this podcast. So
we're gonna make a Side Action dance.
Okay. There's no we. You are going to make a Side Action dance. You're the dancer. You already know this. Yeah. You're the dancer. You know, I'm more of like the front door security, you know?
Right. You're the security guy that lets people in the club. You know, Club Dub. You protect Club Dub. You don't let the riffraff in.
We tell them to go across the street to get in the shed if we don't like them, you know?
Shed, round the corner, in the alley, knock on the door, ask for what we'll tell about who's going to be in this.
Ask for Stephon Diggs. He's a lifetime member.
He's actually, he's the permanent member in there.
Yeah.
So, nice. Hey, besides wearing your Dolphins hoodie, how you doing? You doing good? What's happening?
Oh, yeah. USA is leading 5-0 right now over Slovakia in the semifinals. So we're going to get the game we all wanted. We were talking about that right before we started recording. So,
yeah.
Sunday morning, bright and early, 8:10 Eastern, gold medal game. More than likely, there's going to be USA and Canada.
Canada has to play later, or they already qualified?
No, they played. They beat. They beat Finland this morning.
Finland.
Yeah.
Those Finns couldn't do it, huh?
The Finns were up 2-0 too, and then they just they played way too conservative. But that's neither here nor there.
That's right. So what else? You went? I look at the rundown.
Oh boy!
First of all, I see Korean barbecue. Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, that was Monday afternoon. So
okay.
Yeah, we did that. We had the day off, so we were like, let's go get Korean barbecue as like a top off the weekend of Valentine's Day / birthday activities.
Oh,
so,
yeah. That was Linnea birthday.
Yeah, that was that was the Monday. That was the 9th. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So last week. Okay. Happy belated. We should have sung Happy Birthday last week.
Right. So
where do you guys go? Which spot?
I knew you were going to ask me this too.
Well, is
Mr. something, Mr. Kimchi. I think it's in Mount Prospect area. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Kimchi.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Love kimchi.
So nice. Yeah. And then we did the radio show on Saturday. We did a nice little segment with Charlie Roumeliotis, which was cool. He's a Blackhawks insider, so we got to talk to him quite a bit about the Olympics, about the Blackhawks, everything in between, and then trying to think. Then we just had bowling on Tuesday, and it's been pretty
so
boring.
Come on, give me some positive news.
Yeah, we had a sweep this week. We went 7-0. We're gonna need a lot of those. By the way, we're just gonna need a lot of those. There's like 56 points I think left in the season that we could win. We got to win probably at least 36 to 40 of them to make the playoffs, I would say. So we have a lot of work to do.
I mean, it's like 63%. You could do this.
A lot of work to do. So one day at a time, one game at a time, one shot at a time.
Is there like a training video, a montage, if you will? And if it was a montage, what would the song be? Like, would it be a Rocky type thing, or would it be like something different? Like, what would be the bowling montage song?
Oh man, something that starts slow and like crescendos into something. Ooh. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of. Nice. I got the Rocky theme would probably be better. Yeah, if I had to pick one. I'm trying to think of. I'll think of a song as we go along. I'll see what I can come up with.
Love it.
Yeah, but you got to run down here. What did you do this weekend? I know you're out here actually living life. You know.
First of all, I did nothing on Friday because, as I told you, I was a little hungover from Thursday. Get to Friday to try to relax, thinking it's going to be a big Saturday, like a big one, you know. First things first, Valentine's Day, busted out.
Oh, no.
Paul Gabe is not a regular listener, but he should be. He should be in the shed. He got sick or something, but he like bailed out, and then Phil's like, I'm not in for a long night. I'm like, what? So it's okay. We kind of rebounded. We went to Aberdeen Tap, which is kind of like just north of Fulton Market. got some drinks with some, volleyball people. That was started at like 5-ish, I guess, and then just kind of kept rolling. Then we went to Easy Bar. You ever been to Easy Bar in Wicker? Pretty
That
fun.
sounds familiar. Yeah.
This is a guy who hadn't had some drinks for a while, and now he's got like multiple stops. Then we went to the Samba thing, and you know who we saw at Samba. Let me see if you can figure this out. Who would you think? Samba's from Brazil. Is there somebody that you probably know in the volleyball community that would be there who loves to dance? Maybe you don't know this.
Is it Mo?
It's not Mo. It's Little Luis. Little Luis.
Oh, really? Nice.
I knew he'd be there. And I mean, we went there, and of course, he's out there leading the charge, dancing. Like, there was a bunch of line dances they were doing, like Brazilian line dances. So it was pretty fun. And then I had met that woman from last week. Supposed to go out tonight. We'll see how that goes. Well, that's another whole podcast. I have a whole tirade on that. But she's like, "Oh, I want to go to Expat tonight." I'm like, "Okay, I can meet you there. I have plans." And so then I go to Expat, which is this, club on the West Loop. And I'm standing in line. It's like 100 deep. And I'm like, are you inside? Because this is going to be a while. She's like, I'm not even there yet. I'm like, see ya. I took off. Yeah. But then Sunday was a joyous day. Beautiful day. Got a nice walk and saw a friend I haven't seen in a while. There's this artisan showcase. It's kind of like I don't know. I'm not a farmer's market, but like internal to this, whatever it's called, artifacts place in like Ravenswood. They've got those like loft places that are, sell wares. There's a people. I mean, there was probably, I don't know, 200, 150 vendors in there and selling, pet products, soap, all like organic and stuff like that. So my friend was working on the booths. I got to catch up with her, which was nice. And other than that, didn't do much, baby. Nice. I did go, I said last week, shout out to Mr. Milos. He went to his visitation last night. So other than that, that's it, man. Just working.
Nice. You said you went to, that was in Ravenswood?
The artisan thing? Yeah, it was in Ravenswood. I think it's every Sunday or it's select Sundays. It's either Fulton Market or Ravenswood, this artisan showcase. Pretty cool thing. You guys check it out. It's not I don't know. I'll try to find the link and send it to you.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think they used to do that when I was living near you. They would have those like at that intersection. I cannot remember the name. Right there where Clark, and they have those couple side streets they would mark off.
Oh yeah, for the farmers market.
Yeah, but it was like always like consumer goods. It was like clothing and like all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it was basically like a garage sale for like anybody could pull up and bring their stuff to sell.
Yeah, this one's definitely people making stuff. So it was like from jewelry. Like the woman I saw, her friend is making organic pet snacks or something.
Nice.
So like a bunch of pet snack places. There's coffee, but it's like organic. It's all like the hippy dippy stuff. And he didn't comment on the haircut. You see, I shaved off some ears today. Went to Floyd. Katrina, she hooks me up. She hooks me up. High intense.
Nice. They're getting you right.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into the show. You've already alluded to who will Stefan Diggs let into the shed this week on the next edition of The Shed.
Actually, this guy should probably live in there permanently with him too. But the first one up to bat, and I mean that in every remarkable way that I can, is Tony Clark.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw this week, but the former director of the MLB Players Association, he resigned, which is a little out of the ordinary, right? You usually don't see that. But an internal investigation did reveal that Mr. Clark was having an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law when she was hired by the union back in 2023. I still haven't figured out if it was his brother's wife or if it's his wife's sister. That's the part I haven't. That's the part I haven't figured out. They were debating like which one would be worse. Like, would it be worse to be having an affair with your brother's wife or with your wife's sister? I think they came to the conclusion, or at least I did, that it'd be better to have an affair with your wife's sister because at least you're ruining their family and not yours, I guess. In a weird way.
It's also if you're stoinking your brother's wife, then you're not just your brothers and Eskimo brothers. It's like a double brother.
Oh, that's I didn't think about that. I was just thinking more of like, oh man, you're gonna get shunned from your own family. Like your own family is gonna look at you, look down their nose at you. Yeah. So, But yeah, just insane. The MLB Players Association is a really bad time. I mean, I guess there could be a worse time for this, but they're going to have to negotiate, and they're probably negotiating right now. At least they should be, but they're going to have to start negotiating, to avoid a lockout. And when you have this as kind of a blemish on the record, definitely a big win for the owners in the MLB if they're going to negotiate. Like, wow, you had this guy in charge, and he's just doing whatever nefarious activities he wants to do out here in these streets. So.
There's other women in the world.
Just insane. Insane. It's amazing what people think they can get away with. The more I'm alive, the more I realize that. Like, people are just so much stupider than what you give them credit for.
We wouldn't have a shed otherwise.
Right. Good point. And then I had Mick Cronin. Mick Cronin went to the shed. They lost to Michigan State. I think it was by 20 the other night. But the real reason why he's in the shed is because he decided to snap at a reporter who literally asked him a question about the Michigan State student section, kind of giving everybody a hard time. And he, quote, said, "I don't give a rat's ass about the Michigan State student section," which is fair. That's a fair answer. But then Mick Cronin decided to badger this reporter, saying that the reporter was raising his voice at him, when you can kind of tell that he was just kind of following up on the question or the comment. And then he big brothered him. He tried to bully him in front of everybody. It was a bad look on Mick Cronin. I think he was the real asshole in all this. And he's kind of been an asshole. I mean, everybody kind of knows that. It's kind of nobody's secret at this point, but it just get in the shed, man. It gets ridiculous. You tell your team they can't be there, and it's insane.
This is the same game, I'm pretty sure, where he kicked out his own player from the game.
Yes, he did.
I mean, I don't know if he's off his meds or what's going on here, but he's definitely lost it. We'll talk about it later, but they can't win on the road in the Big Ten, especially away from the West Coast. Yeah. And you go to Michigan State's a good team, but you lose by 20, you lose the gasket. I mean, they're still going to make the dance probably, but whatever.
Yeah, I just remember the days where he was, amazing at Cincinnati. Everybody was kissing the ground he walked on, and now all of a sudden he's just an asshole that lives in California now. So. Yeah,
well, they had the UCLA team went to the finals a few years ago. When he was coach, and look, that hard ass approach doesn't work with everybody.
Right.
You got to be winning. If you're winning, it always works. It's not.
100%.
Well, I'm going to go to the Olympics. First
you took mine from me. I had this.
Team Canada, and who knew this little thing? Look at this.
Your ex-wife knows.
Hey-oh. So here's the thing. Maybe she didn't, but anyway.
Nice.
But if you're going to cheat in curling, right? And I had to phone a friend to understand if this was illegal. It is illegal.
Oh yeah.
You have to only touch the handle. You can't touch the stone, as they call it. You can't also touch the stone over the line, which he was both on the stone and past the line. And the biggest thing is, this guy, Mark Kennedy, as you put him in here, he's barking at the Swedish guy. The Swedish guy, you cheated. And he's like, I didn't cheat. Go F yourself. And this and that is a great video. Amazing video. Great look for the guy. The friend that Man Erickson lives in Minnesota. They love curling up there. She's like, yeah, he doesn't have a great reputation anyway. So Team Canada in general, Mark Kennedy, get in the shed. Talk to Tony Clark. Maybe you guys can figure out a way out of that shed, but I don't think it's going to work. It's there for everybody to see.
It's insane. Well, who knew that curling could take the internet by storm? And it definitely did for one day. It was amazing. But yeah, no, just insane. It was even funnier because Mark Kennedy came back and was like, well, it's the only reason why that camera there is because they wanted to catch me cheating. And it's well, they wouldn't have to catch you cheating if you weren't cheating. Yeah, literally. So. Yeah, it's insane. Insanity. They got beat today too, so their run to gold is over. Yep.
Payback.
Oh no, that was the women. Sorry, they are playing. No, they are in the gold. Yeah, the Canadian curling team is going to play for gold. I think that is tomorrow.
Well, let's see if stones don't lie. So then we got Tyreek Hill. I mean, it's hard to kick a man when he's down. I know you're wearing your Finns shirt today in solidarity for Tyreek.
How old this guy?
He is going to get cut. In fact, when we were talking on the lockdown, the other network lockdown coverage podcast, we talked about diva wide receivers for 40 minutes. And it's just, what is the deal with the diva wide receivers? They have this huge rise in many ways, if you understand what I'm saying. And then they just crash. So obviously he got hurt, and we don't know. We were discussing it whether he'll be the same player. Probably not. He had a pretty horrific injury, but now somebody else is going to be somebody else's problem. Maybe the Chiefs. Not sure, but meanwhile he can think about the shed as he gets in there.
Yeah. Well, and the biggest wide receiver on the market, I think, is going to be Mike Evans. But he's not a diva. So, but yeah, Tyreek Hill. See you later. I could really care less. I know what the Dolphins are in for. They're in for a full tank. I'm all aboard. I thought it should have happened last year. I think it's very much like the Bulls. Like it's almost like a year too late. But better late than never. I guess it's not as late as the Bulls, but it's almost late enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Club Dub excitement. You've already previewed what's happening on the screen here. Tell me who you got in Club Dub. I know you're excited about Sunday.
You want me to go first? Well, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit because obviously the men played. So Quinn Hughes / Megan Keller. Megan Keller was the overtime hero. They're both overtime heroes. Yeah. But Team USA women beat Canada in the finals yesterday.
Amazing gold
medal.
Amazing goal.
That little deke that she did to get right around that defense. Is it, by the way, is it defenseman in women's hockey or is it defense woman? I'm not sure. Defense person. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, but just right around the defender. I mean, she made a nice little move, and then poked it right through. It was a beauty. Will live in infamy. So shout out to her. And then Quinn Hughes, overtime hero against Sweden in the quarterfinals the other day. Yes. What was that? Thursday? No, today's Friday, so that was Tuesday. Wednesday, I think. Yeah. So yeah, USA Hockey is on the heater right now. And then the other side of Club Dub, I got baseball. Baseball's in Club Dub. We have our first official spring ball, spring training games kicking off today. And we also have the World Baseball Classic coming up from March 5th to March 17th. So baseball's back and baseball's in Club Dub. So get excited.
Put it in there. It's got to be in there for a little bit and get to work. They got to get out there and hit some balls. That's exciting. What team? I mean, obviously you're probably pulling for USA, but is there a particular team other than the USA that you like to watch play the WBC?
I mean, the Dominican Republic's always good. Puerto Rico is always good. Japan is usually pretty good.
They are.
And basically any of the Latin American countries, like even like the Venezuela, stuff like that. So it's just I like watching like teams with good talent. I really don't necessarily have a favorite. The Netherlands I think is fun to watch too because they've got some MLB players also. So it should be a good tournament. I like the format they're doing. They've got I think 4 groups with like 5 or 6 teams in each group, and then the top 2 teams are going to come out. So it should be a good time.
Yeah, many moons ago when I was in the Dominican Republic, and obviously baseball was king, nobody really cared about the World Series. It was like the Caribbean World Series, and the way they kind of did it was the best team from the Dominican Republic, it was either the Águilas or Los Leones, they would go and play like Puerto Rico and Venezuela and stuff like that. So that was like you could hear them, people screaming in their homes. It was pretty exciting.
That's like English. That's like English Premier League soccer in a way. Like they do the Champions League and the Premier League and that kind of stuff. So
yes, love it. Well, for me in Club Dub, it's a little obscure. Kind of more like a pick. Is safe sex. Hey, condoms, baby! 10,000 condoms they put them out in the Olympic villages, and they were used in 7 days, my friend. Yeah. I tell you, I mean, it wasn't just us checking out those speed skaters and stuff. It was everybody apparently, and they completely ran out. I'm hoping they got a new supply, but bravo to the people gloving it up, making it happen. You know what? Take those condoms that are, hopefully still restocked. Take them into Club Dub. Yeah. It's okay. The Murphy Lounge is fine. You can use them in there.
I heard it was 3 days, by the way, not 7.
3?
I heard they were gone in 3 days. Not
weekend.
Maybe. I mean, you're talking about the greatest athletes in the world, so I don't know. They got to work on their cardio somehow. You don't want to overtrain. So
yeah, speed skaters, skiers, figure skating.
The only thing apparently not the only thing they do fast is skate. They must do something else pretty quick too.
I mean, they get a deep lunge in the curl. We got lots of going on.
Yeah. I heard those are the best lovers or the curlers, especially because they know where to touch the stone. So.
Oh my God, that was a good set for you.
I did see that.
And then in Club Dub, which is also sad because we'll talk about him in a minute, but JT Toppin, led the Red Raiders the big win against Arizona, 31 points, 13 rebounds. They won 78-75 in OT. And now he tore his ACL. Oh, so it sucks. He's a junior. He's the highest paid NIL guy in college. Don't know what his future is immediately here, but kind of a bummer. But for now, put your leg up. Put your leg up, grab some free condoms, have yourself a day and calm down.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Nice and relaxed. There's a lot of pressure at the Olympics, right? They got to be as relaxed as they possibly can. And I feel like that's a good way to go about it.
Focus.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, college basketball, Darius Acuff. I don't know if you know this guy, but you probably should.
Yeah.
He plays for Arkansas. He played against Alabama. We talked about that a little bit last week, maybe. This dude scored 49 points in this game, dude. He played 50 minutes. They went to double overtime to actually lose the game. But this guy is an incredible freshman, just like many other freshmen. Watching him play, like obviously on TV, not live, but in real time, oh my God. Guy is skilled, obviously, can distribute the ball, and just plays really hard. Apparently he had a walking boot on like the day before or before the game and still played 50 minutes. Scored 49.
They went double overtime, too. That's what's crazy.
Oh, my God. 117, 115. We'll talk about that. So, all right, Coop, let's talk about college hoops. We kind of narrow in here. We've got 4 weeks, just under 4 weeks till the first games in March Madness. Obviously, MLB. Ken Palm top 10. It's switched around a little bit. We've got Michigan at the top by itself now. Duke, number 2 in Ken Palm. Arizona, and look at Illinois creeping up to number 4. They passed Houston, who lost earlier this week. Florida, Iowa State, Purdue, and the Zags go up from like 11 or 12 to 9. They kick out UConn, who's out of the top 10, and Michigan State is number 10 again after crushing UCLA. So it's a lot of movement, a little more movement than I expected this time of year.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Nebraska's as high as they are, to be honest with you.
After losing again,
Yeah, because they're 11th. They're right there, right behind Michigan State. So
it's metrics, you know what I mean? I mean, the thing about Ken Palm, he does rate strength of schedule a little aside because I know everybody wants to know what Papa Wegs is doing outside of football season. Oh, don't worry. He was telling everybody about the gold medal match with with women yesterday. And he also was like asking my uncle Uncle Dave, who lives in Mexico, can he come up with an algorithm to figure out strength of schedule in college basketball? I'm like, hey, Dad, is this guy named Ken Palm? Here, why don't you just use this? But
really, this man doesn't have Wi-Fi in his house. He needs to get a Twitter. We need to get Papa Wegs on Twitter. He would be a hoot. He would probably be the biggest thing since the sliced bread on Twitter.
Give him a telegraph, just a little
Morse code. Yeah.
Does anybody know Morse code? But I think because Nebraska plays high strength of schedule, it keeps them up a little more than they probably should. So, all right, let's talk bubble watch. We'll just kind of our last 4 in, first 4 out, next 4 out. So Santa Clara, I was talked to Primetime Murphy last night, first time in a little bit. He was excited about his Broncos. They played the Zags last week, but didn't have enough muster to go over the top. They're still in the tournament. I kind of question this as much as I want them to make it. But they probably have to beat St. Mary's at the end of the season and maybe win a couple games in the WCC tournament to make it in. I haven't gotten to see the Broncos play. Have you seen these guys play yet?
They are. I have not, but I can tell you they're 39th in Ken Palm. They are 27th in offensive rating. And the problem is they're 60th in defensive rating.
Who needs defense?
So, well, a lot of basically everybody, honestly. 85th in the net rating for strength of schedule, which I guess for the WCC isn't bad because if you look at the team right ahead of them, Texas A&M, they're 320th, and then Miami, Florida is 40th at 338. So
wow,
they actually are not terrible when it comes to that strength of schedule we were talking about.
They must have played like UCLA or USC or somebody as well at that point. Another couple teams, we just mentioned UCLA, the Bruins. This came out today. I am shocked they're still in the field, but if they can keep all their games on the West Coast, they'll be fine. But they obviously lost to Sparty. USC's on the list as well, even though they got trounced by Illinois. Illinois just whooped them up, and that was at home. And then Missouri, this is a team that I don't – look, a lot of these conferences are going to get all these teams in. I get it. I want them to make a tournament. But they've lost it. They lost to Texas. They still have some teams they could beat, like Vandy, Arkansas, and Tennessee, but – to me, I don't think they should be in, but this is a Lenardi special.
Yeah, and they have a pretty awful minus strength of schedule too. They're way down there, and as far as like Ken Palm, Missouri is 52nd right now. So not a lot of things to write home about. I mean, they're 90th in defensive rating, they're 52nd in offense, and then their adjusted total, they're 244th. So
I don't want to see them in a tournament. Like I want to see. We'll talk about some of these other teams. First 4 out.
Miami,
TCU.
Ohio. No,
look at this. Look at this. He's listening. Look at this. You see this?
Which one?
Right here.
Oh,
right
nice.
Here. Papa Wegs. I should put him on speaker?
Yeah, why not? Ask him about the strength of schedule.
Dad?
We're live right now.
Can you hear me, Dad? I've got you on speaker. I am doing the podcast right now. We were just talking about your strength of schedule metrics that you want to create. Okay, Dad. That's okay. We just wanted you on the podcast. But yeah, I'll call you after. Bye, Dad.
Ask him if he's heard of X. Hey, do you have an X account?
X, yeah. Papa Wegs makes the podcast. Exciting. Anyway, TCU, as I called it, the Horned Frogs wild ride. I mean, this team, they'll beat Iowa State and Oklahoma State, then they'll lose to UCF. I mean, it's like they're up and down. They're 6-7 in the Big 12, but they've gotten some big wins.
Yeah.
What I've heard about this team is I haven't gotten to see them live or see them in action, I should say. Yeah. They basically have great talent, but they're not always focused. So see what happens.
They win by defense for sure, because they're right on that. They're the top. They're 31st in defensive rating right now, but their offense is 101st. So they definitely have a specific style of play that they have to play to win. They can only win a certain amount of ways, which does limit you. But to your point, I think they are a tournament team. They should be in the field.
I love them. And then we've got San Diego State, the Aztecs. This is a team that I always like, even though they're really tough on D and they can't score. But they did lose to Grand Canyon this week, which definitely drops them on the bad side of the bubble. They still have opportunities yet, but they're probably going to have to get deep. It's going to basically between these. We already mentioned. That was Santa Clara, but in the Mountain West, it's between these two teams, San Diego State and New Mexico. I don't see both of them making it this year. Last year, my team, Colorado State, did, because they were so good, but one of these teams is not going to make it in. I don't think it's going to be more than one team. Right now, Utah State is the best team. But, I mean, New Mexico does play Utah State at the end of the season, so maybe they can sneak in, but they're still on the first 4 out.
Yeah, they got a handful of teams, the Mountain West. They got the Lobos are doing all right, too. The Wolfpack can kind of get hot. But, the same thing with San Diego State as we just talked about with TCU. I mean, this team is built on defense. They're even better. They're 16th. When it comes to defensive rating. And Ken Palm, which I don't know if some of that has something to do with them playing in the Mountain West, because obviously the Mountain West is not like a juggernaut conference by any stretch of the imagination, but they can still show up and play some defense. And that translates well in the tournament normally.
It always does, especially if they kind of swallow the whistles, let those guys play a little handsy, see what happens.
Let the boys play.
And then the last team that I'm going to make a case for is VCU, the Rams. They have a great record. I know they're not – Ken Palm, they're sneaking up. They have a huge game tonight against St. Louis. It's not in our feature games, but they play St. Louis tonight. St. Louis, the Billikens, had only dropped one game. They lost a game this week, actually. So it's a bit of a bounce-back spot for St. Louis. But if VCU can win this game against St. Louis tonight, I think they'll be on the right side and probably stay there. There's only going to be tops 2 teams from the A-10. They would be the second group.
Yeah, I was going to say, as you're looking at the A-10, you could maybe argue George Mason, maybe, but they do not have a good record in the A-10. They're 9-5, which, to your point, there's not a lot of depth to the A-10 like there has been in years past. So, and they're the exact opposite of the 2 teams we've been mentioning, to where VCU is more of an offensive team where they're 44th ranked, and they're not so good on the defensive side. They're 70th. So we'll see. They need a couple things to break their way, to say the least.
I still want to see a VCU in versus a Missouri.
Texas.
Basically. Yeah. Well, Texas, it annoys me, but they keep winning, so they're going to probably be in. And then the next tier out, it's Cal and Virginia Tech from the ACC. Do I really want another ACC team in? The answer is no. I don't. No. And then you got Seton Hall, who's not been impressive this year. Personally, I'd rather see West Virginia from a Big 12 I think is a better conference than the Big East. But I get it. They want to sneak in a 4th team probably from, because Seton Hall, it's like Nova, St. John's, and UConn, that's it, and then maybe Seton Hall. I think Big 12 has a legitimate case. They've got really good teams versus ACC. I'm lighter on that, and then the Big East is not great.
Yeah, I think I'd rather put TCU in over like a Seton Hall or something of that nature. Yeah, 100%.
Horned Frogs, baby. Which apparently is a lizard instead of a frog. That's what I've heard. They're not actually an amphibian.
Really? Is it warm or cold-blooded?
Well, they're both cold-blooded. I think reptiles are cold-blooded too. It's just I've heard that, well, if it's in the desert, can it really survive? Maybe there's toads that can survive. They need some moisture, those guys. They get the skin.
So I'll Google this as you're continuing on here.
Please do. Okay, well, like last week's games, we had Duke wins over Clemson. This was a beatdown. I think we both like Duke in this one. They didn't cover, though. They were up 20 in this game. Let them get in the back door. They only won by 13, 67-54. But the main story out of this is Clemson now has lost actually three. I wrote this earlier in the week. 3 straight games. They're on a tailspin. So Clemson Tigers, you're still in the field, but you're trending downward, which is no good. And Duke took care of business.
Yeah, honestly, I thought you were talking about the Duke and Syracuse game, where I was going to be like, I'm pretty sure Duke covered because they won by 40. But yeah, you're right. I think that was a push, by the way, with the Clemson, because I think it was 13.5. And by the way, the horned frog is it's also called a Pac-Man frog, but it's an amphibian.
Oh, it is an amphibian. I was wrong.
According to Google.
False information.
Yeah, so they are moist-skinned, carnivorous, and belong to the class amphibian and not reptiles. They are distant from the Texas. They are distinct from the Texas horned lizard, which is a reptile, though the lizard is sometimes incorrectly referred to as the horned frog.
There we go. Okay, so there is a horned frog. Sometimes they call the other guy. Okay, that's what I've heard. Okay, yeah. My bad, America. Don't hold me up.
They do ambush predators that feed on insects, small mammals, and other frogs. That's their behavior. So don't turn your back on the horned frog.
If you're about to eat a fly, watch yourself. They're
nice.
All right,
anyway, yeah, Duke's really good. That's really kind of our breakdown of that, by the way.
They're really good. Yeah. This team's really good too. And on the network, the Prime Cover Sports Network, we did it last night. Kenny Casanova is really funny. He loves the Cyclones, so he's all about Iowa State. Obviously, they killed Kansas last week, which was a little surprising. I thought that they beat them to this level. They won by like 18 points, 74-56. Turned over Kansas, 13 times. They really crushed them. It was 6 for 18 from the 3-point line. They really, limited them where they made 11. They're really good, especially at home. So I don't know if I got to catch this game. This was an exciting game, even though I ended up betting on, I think, Kansas. I think I got 8.5 or something, and they still just got whooped.
Yeah, I did get a chance to watch the Houston Iowa State game. Did not get a chance to watch much of this Kansas Iowa State game, but I do know that the Heisey brother does play for Iowa State, and his sister is an Olympic gold medalist. Now that I can say that, but yeah, I think I just have more rooting interest for that reason. Just the old puckhead in me. So.
Well, they interviewed him after one of these games, and they were
hit a 3 because I think it was the Houston game. Yeah,
it was a Houston game, and they were kind of like, "Oh, well, it's like, yeah, all the families over there, they didn't watch my game." He had like a big 3 in that Houston game.
Yeah, yes, he did.
All right, so then the Gators obviously they beat Kentucky, but they did not cover. I mean, the Gators have been really good against the spread lately and been killing everybody. Kentucky played pretty competitively, even though, I'm not a big fan of that squad. But Xavier Lee and Irvan Klavzer, who's the guards for Florida, to me, I mean, if they can play this well, then they're going to be obviously title contenders, as we talked about last week.
Yeah, you can only hope so. Is the SEC going to get 10 teams in the tournament, by the way?
I don't think they should, but they probably will.
I was going to say, where would you cut the line off at? Maybe Vanderbilt? Leave Texas A&M and
Kentucky
has a
good record. It's more teams like, Kentucky will make it in. It's more like A&M, like they're on the cut line. Georgia, I don't like Georgia, but they got a big win this week. They beat Kentucky at Kentucky. Yep. So it's those teams. Again, Missouri or SEC, I don't believe they should be in. They're going to get 8 teams minimum. It's whether they get up to the 10 and they let some of these other squads in.
Not a big fan of Missouri. That's interesting. Okay.
I mean, show me something. You're the show me state. Show me something.
Yeah, and I guess to your Texas A&M point, they're 0-3 against ranked opponents this year, which is tough.
They started off red hot, and then they've hit the SEC and they've stunk. So I'm like,
Yeah.
SEC is not as strong. I mean, I think get a bunch of teams in, but look at the top 20, look at the Ken Palm. They're not as strong as the Big 12 and Big 10. I mean, just right. Speaking of the Big 12, we had the Red Raiders that we just talked about. They pulled off the big upset at Arizona, overtime. But now Koa Pete, not only did we talked about JT Toppin who got hurt in the next game, Koa Pete, the big forward freshman, he's really good. He's got a lower body injury. It sounds like a hockey thing, lower body injury.
LBI, yeah.
But he's going to miss the game this week, and he missed the game earlier this week when they played BYU. So anyway, Red Raiders did a great job. And that one did cash. Thank you.
Yeah, nice. It's about time. By the way, is West Virginia, is that a viable tournament team out of the Big 12?
I don't have them in personally, but it's what I kind of write all about those teams. If they win 2 straight games, especially on the road, they're in because of the strength of schedule stuff. So I don't think they should make it in either. But
yeah, because they're 1-4 this season against ranked opponent. I'm looking at them; they're like smack dab right in the middle of the Big 12, and we've talked about at length for weeks now how deep the Big 12 is, but. Their only win against a ranked opponent this year is against Kansas, and that was back more toward the middle of the season. So,
Darren Peterson, the thing is, would you have TCU or West Virginia in? You'd have TCU.
Yeah, right? I'd probably take TCU. Yeah,
and Oklahoma State got a good big win, but they are not good in the Big. They're like 4-8 or something in the Big 12. So I don't see them making it.
Yeah.
So I'm okay if they miss, meaning West Virginia. And again, I would rather see VCU or let's just say the Miami Redhawks. They lose at some point along the way. They're 26-0 right now. They're playing tonight. If they lose along the way and don't win their conference tournament, are they going to get bounced? Probably because Ken Palm and their numbers. But you win like 28 games in a season and you're not going to make the tournament. That's pretty tough.
Yeah, that would kind of be a travesty, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned the Iowa State. Kenny Casanova loved this too. They came back. Actually, he picked Houston this one, but Houston should have probably won this game. This was again in Ames. Look, it was one of those games that I was so excited to watch college basketball the last few weeks, and this game just delivered. It was final score 70-67 for Iowa State, but they were trailing by 10, 63-53 with like 4.5 minutes to go. They closed the game on a 17-4 run. And that was the one that you said Heisey hit the big three, and they actually hit a couple free throws. Houston missed a couple, and that was the difference in the ball game. But this freshman dude, Kingston Flemings, oh my God, this dude can ball. I mean, it's like you put him and Acuff in a backcourt, they could be the best NBA tandem right now.
Okay, let's not get carried away. But no, they are a good team, and it's about time because Iowa State has had good teams probably the last 5 or 6 years, but there's always an injury that has popped up that has just derailed their whole season to a star player. So fingers crossed, knock on wood, now that I've brought this up, that hopefully everybody stays healthy and Iowa State has a fair shot at a run during, in the back half here.
Did you just give them the kiss of death?
Maybe. Don't tell Kenny though.
Kenny, I told him, I keep teasing him that every time they win, he does this cyclone dance around his apartment. He's like spinning around. And
nice.
So here's a question, more important question. I mean, who has bigger arms, you or TJ Altzenberger, the coach of Iowa State?
Oh man, probably TJ if I had to guess. I'm in the process of getting the Memorial Day arms back. Yeah, no, it's been a minute. But honestly, I haven't really studied this man's arms, so now I'm gonna have to. He
wears a medium. He's not small, but he's wearing that medium, kind of showing off the guns. I mean, he's got some. There's a couple guys out there that the coaches that lift. I heard the interview after the game. He's like, "Yeah, all the coaches lift together. We're a team. We all lift together." I'm like, "Okay, that'll help DJ." You see his arms?
I'm trying to pull it up right now. Oh, yeah, he definitely wears a medium. I can agree with you on that.
Exactly.
I don't know. That's a good question. I think I'd give him a run for his money as a podcaster. For him being a basketball coach and having to, it's kind of his job to probably, be in there.
You got a credential. Maybe you can just kind of shoot him an inquiry. I want to see who's got bigger arms, you or me.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole spectacle.
And we can make it a whole social media thing. Yeah, that'd be great. Honestly, yeah, it'd be good for everybody. But Extra large shirts only though, because he's definitely wearing a medium in this picture. There's no way that's not a medium.
It's like snug right where it needs to be,
Yeah, I could literally see his nipples in this picture. Like they are looking right at me. So
nobody wants to see that, TJ. We were fine with the arms, not the nipples.
Yeah, good looking guy though. Good looking guy.
Sure, good looking young man. All right, so then we've got Michigan. They went to Purdue. They took care of business. I thought Purdue was going to maybe show up and have Michigan have a look-ahead game. But they destroyed them. I mean, it was 50. They shot 52.5% from the field, 56.5% from behind the line, 190, 180. What's up?
I'm pulling it up. Hang on. There it is. Look at it.
No. Is this going to be a TJ nipple picture?
This literally says,
oh boy.
He started Beer Fest before he started his coaching career.
Oh my God. He was in the movie Beer Fest?
No, I think it's just an actor that looks like him, but it was a really good meme that somebody had put on Twitter. So that's what I was laughing at. All right, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's good. I was just saying how good Michigan is, and they beat the hell out of Purdue. So
yes, they did.
Yes,
they did. Yeah, all despite Kenny. Kenny was. I did listen. He was on the Purdue bandwagon. Kenny, let me tell you right now, there's not a lot of teams that can hang with Michigan this year. There's like 3 that I would be willing to barter with.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. They're really good. They're really good. And then lastly, we did mention the Bama did outlast Arkansas in this game. We talked about A-Cups 49, but the point guard for Bama scored a ton too. LeBaron Philon, 35 points, and they just kept taking it to Arkansas, and they ended up getting the guys fouled out. They had to bring in some trainer off the bench because they only traveled with 7 guys for this game, Arkansas. So when they fouled out 2 or 3 guys, they had to bring in some of the subs. And I don't know if you saw the game where they were passed to the sub, he'd get it and immediately give it back to Akon. It's like,
nice. Okay.
Tenth of a second. But yeah, Alabama won 117-115. It's going to be a score of double overtime.
Yeah, double OT. I hope you took the over in that game. That's all I got to say.
I didn't. I should have. I did hit the Arkansas. They were plus 4.5. So I got that. But it was still a sweat, dude. It's like every time in that game, if you had a lead, it didn't matter. It was like boop, back to 0. Oh, we're losing by 6. It was just seesaw the whole time. It's a fun game to watch.
Oh, man. By the way, how many times do you think Final Four preview will be uttered this weekend with these games coming up?
Oh, boy. Well,
like over-under is probably 20.5, I would say. Like this feels like a Final Four game.
Well, you're kind of a Scripps crowd guy. Isn't it a little bit convenient that as we go into the big matchups, nice segue, the first game on our card here tomorrow, 21st, it's Arizona, who's 4th ranked at 2nd ranked Houston. What? Okay, that happened to be the 2 p.m. Central game on ABC. How did that work out? Like perfect. Houston's a 5.5 point favorite though in this one, and 141.5 point total. And that's not an estimate. That's the actual one as I looked that up. Dude, I don't know how they pulled this off, but the next 2 games, you're right. It's a Final Four preview. This is a Big 12 game, but both these teams could make it if they were on different sides of the bracket.
Yeah, the tickets are as low as $183 to go to this game, by the way. So
that's it, huh?
Yeah, that's it for a regular season game in Houston. So, but no, it should be. I think the value is definitely with Arizona. I think either team, whichever team was getting points, I think is the side you take when you get teams that are this good and this evenly matched. But it's going to be interesting to see if Houston's defense takes over the game or not. That's what I'll be looking forward to watching.
The biggest thing with this one is Houston lost. Obviously they were losing at Iowa State, and Kelvin Sampson's a tough coach. That these guys were running, getting it done. Koa Pete's not going to play. I put this game at 2.5. Now at the 5.5 range, there is value to Arizona, like you said. I'm going to wait. Games like this, when I don't like the line, I just wait. I think Houston's going to win the game. Let me get a little bit better line. Let me get back to that 2.5, 3, and then I'll hit it in game when I watch it. And then total, I don't know, man. Arizona can score, and actually we saw Houston score, but I do think it's going to be a rough and tumble battle. So I like under in this game. Yeah,
I'm with you. I like the under.
So this is the game that you're really talking about, Michigan, and it's not at Duke. I misput this. It's versus Duke. They're playing at a neutral site in D.C. actually, and this is tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Central on ESPN 5:30. I put that in twice for some reason.
Oh, they're playing Capital One Arena. Yeah, they're playing where the Capitals play, and I assume the Wizards. But
so you tell me, how did this game get scheduled in the middle of the conference season? It's like fascinating, convenient.
I wonder how long ago it was scheduled. That's what I'd be curious. I'll Google that while
It had to be
preview
like a year ago. I mean, anyway, both these teams really it's a 1 versus 3 matchup, but in reality, because Arizona lost it, or Houston lost, it's really 1 versus 2. And the game flipped. When it came out, it was -1.5. Why did I hit Michigan at +1.5? I have no idea. But now it's Michigan's favored by 2.5 in this one. I still think the Wolverines are going to win. I've seen both these teams play. Duke's really good, but I don't think they have the size that Michigan has. And more importantly, I think they're going to find a way to slow down Cam Boozer because with all that length that Michigan has. The only thing I got to see is maybe Duke's guards play really well and can outplay Michigan's guards. But Michigan's deep, and I would lay the 2.5 in this one. I think over 148.5, though, is going to happen.
Yeah, and honestly, the one thing that scares me about Duke is like their ability to close games. That's always been their bugaboo here in the last year and a half. Is they get in these dogfights, and even if they have dominated the game and they look like the better team, they have still found a way to make games either A, lose them, or B, win them by a smaller margin than what the game script or the game flow would have appeared to have made you believe. But also, this is called this is coined as the duel in the district. By the way, I found an article written in June of 2025 that they had planned to have the duel in the district between the reigning ACC men's basketball champion and the reigning Big Ten men's basketball tournament champion. So that's how this game came about, by the way.
I like it. That's fair. Fair.
The duel in the district.
Duel in the district, baby. I think it'll be a great game. I probably will only get to watch a little bit of it because I'm going to Bro's birthday party, but that's fine. It'll be in my mind. And then we've got the fighting.
The president will be there.
Yeah, probably. We got the Fighting Kennies against the BYU Cougars at in Provo.
Fighting Kennies. Nice.
The Cyclones are favored by 3.5 points on the road, 149.5 point total. That's an actual. And this is at 9:30 p.m. Central. So, look, Richie Saunders tore his ACL for BYU. It's the AJ DeBonsa show. He's great. He scored 35 or something the other night, and they still lost. I don't think that unless Iowa State is not at home, so it's a different type of game when they're on the road, but BYU isn't ferocious on defense. I see Iowa State winning this game. 3.5 might be a bad number, so I'll get it better, but I think they still can cover that number if I had to pick it right now.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this game because this you get those 2 big wins if you're Iowa State. I think we talked about this in the last podcast. This is by far the hardest 3-game stretch that Iowa State's going to see all season between Kansas, Houston, and BYU.
Yep.
The only thing I do feel good about is taking the over in this game. That's the only thing I feel good about. I think there's going to be a lot of scoring in this game. For some reason, I feel like BYU, that kind of helps them and favors them in a way, kind of gives them a little bit of boost. But
sure,
you could pick I would just pick the over and enjoy it and then just root for a bunch of points because I think that's what's going to happen. Go to overtime, maybe.
Sports.
Yeah, exactly. I could see BYU winning this game though, just because, like I said, it's that 3-game stretch. It's really hard to see Iowa State going 3-0 in that stretch of playing 3 very top tier teams.
Well, that's both Kenny and the con man picked BYU, so I went contrarian.
Oh no, that means I'm screwed.
Yeah, no. I mean, they've done pretty good. I mean, Casanova's been doing pretty good, and but I don't know. We'll see. I got to see them win without Richie, and DeVance is great, but they've lost even when he puts up 35, 40 points. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. They got to play better defense, I guess. On Monday, we've got Louisville at North Carolina. This is at 6 p.m. Central on ESPN. Caleb Wilson, great player. He's out, broke his hand last week, which I kind of missed that in the wash a little bit. They thought he might play with the broken hand. Good that he's not. He missed a game against NC State on Tuesday. They got destroyed.
Yeah, they did.
So I'm showing this line as North Carolina favored, but that may actually change when it really comes out. If you look KenPom, it should be. They'll probably be favored at home, but I think it might flip over to Louisville. I do like Louisville in this matchup. I know North Carolina's at home, but both coming off big losses. So, both teams are running all week. I like Louisville in this game.
Yeah, I'm with you. Even North Carolina got beat by Miami in between a win against Pitt. And then, like you said, that just complete debacle they had against NC State. But yeah, I'm with you. I think Louisville has a little bit more to prove too, especially to bolster their tournament resume. If they lose this game, they're going to be 8-6 in the ACC, and that's like you said, the ACC is not exactly the powerhouse that it once was. So I think this is definitely a big spot for Louisville, and I think they'll definitely show up. I'm with you. I think they ride.
Mikkel Brown's really good. I mean, they did lose. I mean, I don't know how they lost. Did they get beat by not Virginia Tech? They got beat this week. It was like what?
SMU.
Yeah, I mean, SMU's fighting for the tournament too. All right, so then you talked about that Iowa State, junket that they did. Houston's doing the same thing. Last week they played Iowa State on Monday. Saturday they got to play Arizona. Then they got to go to Kansas on Monday at 8:00 Central on ESPN. Who makes the schedule? I mean, my God, this is crazy. So I think Kansas will be favored. I'm putting 2.5. I'm going to a lower total, 148.5. Both good defensive teams, so I do like the under here. I think Houston's going to lose. I love Houston. I think they're a great basketball team. I hope they win. Going to Allen Fieldhouse, I don't care if Peterson plays or not. It's a tough place to play, so I like the Jayhawks.
Yeah, I'm definitely contrarian with you. I would take the over, and I would take Houston. I think you'll see a lot of points. I think you'll see Houston pull this one out. I don't know why. I've got a feeling in my loins that they're gonna find a way to really put the ball in the basket. And I mean they've been on the cusp. They've 67, 78. They had 62, 66 against Utah, which isn't great. But then right there they had 80 against BYU and 80 against UCF. So they have been scoring quite a bit. More than what we're used to with Houston. So I like the over in that game.
Okay. I mean, they can score. It's not the same Houston that you've seen in years past.
It's not your grandfather's Houston team. Yeah.
You've got 3 guards. They've got Uzan, they've got Flemings, and they've got Sharp. Those 3 guys are NBA caliber guards. Definitely going to be tough for Kansas to guard. But, Kansas, a little bit of a slide. I think they're going to bounce back. Okay. We're opposite each other.
Yeah,
and then the rematch on Wednesday, we've got St. John's going to UConn. I'm showing UConn as a 3-point favorite at home, 142.5 point total. UConn got beat kind of surprisingly this week, which was actually music to my ears. I'm not a big UConn guy, by Creighton. Mm-hmm. St. John's beat them a couple weeks ago. Do you think that UConn's going to get their revenge? Oh, by the way, this is on Peacock or NBC Sports Network. I don't have
nice. Oh, yeah, they're streaming on the cock. I think they're going to have to win the rematch, I think, because they are right there. I think they're right behind them in the Big East as well. I think UConn is technically a half game back. Yeah, they're a half game back because they're 14-2 and St. John's is 14-1. So, I like the fight in Dan Hurley's here. I think UConn takes care of business. They're at home. They're still got. They lost 2 of their last 4. So Hurley's going to get in their ass, and I think it's it's about that time. Like you said, we got like a month left, so he's going to really start cranking up the temperature in the kitchen to make sure that they're ready for a March run.
And those facial expressions.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. Yeah. Wow, you do that so well. My God, you must study film when we're not podcasting.
Yeah. Oh my God, I used to coach. Yeah, I think you're right. I think St. John's I love that team. He's talked about the future. I still think they're playing really great. I actually think they're going to beat them when they get to the Big East tournament because they're going to be in Madison Square again. But this one in Stores, look, tough one, tough spot for them. UConn probably wins that one.
Yeah, People's Bank Arena.
People's Bank Arena.
Yeah, that's where they're playing.
People's Bank.
You can get in for $120.
All right, so this weekend, what's going on? Looks like you got some nice activity here.
Yeah, I'm going to the Wolves game Saturday night. I think I might make an appearance at Holiday Club for a minute. Afterward. So, and then next week I got to go to Syracuse for work. So hopefully I don't get snowed in. I don't think it's supposed to snow in Syracuse on Thursday or Friday, but we'll see. But other than that, not too much going on.
Getting up Sunday morning to watch the gold medal match.
Yeah, 7:10 a.m. You're right. I'll be up. We should do a little. You want to do like a tailgate? You want to do like 5 a.m.?
I mean, maybe. I'm going to Rivers, so you can tailgate at Rivers if you want. I'm sure that the casino doesn't close, so.
It's nice. Yeah, so we can go there and watch the game. You can shoot after that. Oh, there it is.
There you go. There's your Sunday. So as I mentioned, I got the date situation, maybe.
Question mark, yeah.
I've got to freshen up after this.
Yeah, make sure you shave.
Yeah, well, I shaved. Hair's good.
Nice.
Get a decent shirt on, maybe put some pants on, who knows? Or maybe not. Maybe no pants is the way to go. No pants. Good one. And then my brothers, actually, I didn't put on here. I got roped into the Arpan stuff. I not mistakenly committed, but I'm going to go to his whatever he's doing on Saturday morning. This is, I know he doesn't listen, so I'm just going to talk about it. So,
like networking thing?
Yeah, whatever. I'm supposed to meet with some contractor. He's trying to do this deal that I told you, I don't know if it's going to work. But what's funny about it, he's like, hey, Sunday 8 to 11. I'm like, 8 to 11? Like, what am I going to be doing for 3 hours? You know what I mean? So I emailed him or texted him today. I'm like, dude, like, I've got a car for the weekend. Can you send me the address where we're going? And is it really going to be 3 hours? He's like, I'm more like 8:39. You can get there. I'm like, okay, just let me know where to go. He's like, yep. He hasn't sent me the address. What is this? I don't understand what's happening. Is it like an undisclosed location?
Yeah, they're going to blindfold you when you get there.
What is happening? It's weird. Anyway. Well, after I get unblindfolded and dropped at the Mexican border, I will be at my brother's birthday party in Brookfield, hopefully.
Nice.
And then, I guess it's going to be a holiday club, but Edmund's in town. He wants to go do bottle service somewhere or whatever. So I don't know where I'm going to end up on Saturday night. We'll see how it happens. He hasn't decided. I gave him a whole bunch of options. I want this type of music. I'm like, just pick a spot. I will go. It's fine.
Yeah, literally. Come on, Edmund. What are we doing? God. Get your shit together, man.
Yeah. And then we got the Chi-Town crap shooters at Rivers. We got half the table reserved. I know you guys aren't going to make it, but we'll pioneer the effort. Scotty Green bailed out because he's feeling sick. But other than that, we got 8 people. It should be fun. At noon. High noon.
It's that time of year, the sickness is still going around.
Yeah, I know. He works in the school, so you know how it goes.
Yeah.
That's tough. Dishes.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, follow us at Side Action Pod on X, Side Action Podcast on Instagram. Do not forget about my child, the TikTok.
Yeah.
And then follow me on X and on IG at Wegs Coop.
Yeah, and we don't hate kids. We just know that they're germy. You know what I mean? We're not against kids. Anything like that. And we're very appropriate with the children, even though some of our government maybe not be as appropriate. But yeah, no, we love kids, even though, like I said, we just know the hazard health conditions that they can pose.
Wash your hands, use soap and
water. They sneeze in their hands and they cough in their hands. They don't know how to put the sleeve up.
Touch your face.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. They gotta learn the hard way. But anyway, yeah, I'm Coop. You can check me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper and on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Make sure to check out the TikTok as well. You can check out that wonderful short of Southwest that we did last week. I know that was the talk of the town. So,
yeah.
But there it is. Well, we wish everybody a happy weekend, and we'll see you next week, right? Yeah, we're getting 3 weeks away, baby. Yeah, 3 weeks away.
That's right. Almost there.
Love you guys.